morning, everyone. It's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people and absolutely thrilled to have you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies here with us today. They feel fabulous. I still have my little cat ball sitting there, and it was quite hilarious. I was sitting on the couch over there last night, doing nothing in particular, reading my book, and it was going off. And my daughter was looking at it going, is it your guides, my guides? Whose guides are here at the moment trying to talk to us? And I was kind of hopeful that I was going to win the lottery last night, but it didn't happen. So I'll have to have a meditation on what they got to the stage I actually had to turn the cat ball off because it just was going. So I'll have to have a meditation and see what that is. What I think it is that they're just telling me to take a step back in regards to my lost ring, if you've been following the story. A couple of my fabulous viewers have written to me and said they get the image that it's just in a box somewhere, in a random box that's just been tossed into, and that's what I really feel has happened to it. It's just in a random box somewhere that was thrown into during the move, and that I just need to sit back and one day I'll open that box and go, that's where you've been hiding. Okay, enough of that quokka moment. It's Thanksgiving in the US, well, probably last night going into today. I'm sure you're still celebrating or holding on to the head a bit. Happy Thanksgiving. However, I do hope it is a time that you also acknowledge your own First Nations people, and make steps towards learning about their culture and having reconciliation, because until we actually acknowledge what happened and accept what happened, the good, the bad and the ugly, we really cannot move on as nations, and Australia's going through those same teething problems at the moment with our First Nations people. Okay, a couple of good little snippets before I do today's reading, and it'll just be the one reading today because of Thanksgiving, and it'll be a nice reading hopefully. E. Jean Carroll has bought, so what's happened is there's been legislation change in New York where they're having an amnesty year. So what had happened is her original rape case had expired. The time to be able to bring it had expired. They are having an amnesty for a year where people can bring historical cases forward, and practically the second that it ticked over, she has lodged her case now. I have read on her case before, a couple of weeks back, so if you want to just have a look and scroll back, feel free to have a look at that reading. I will look again next week, but I really think that what I really got was that Mary Trump is going to come forward and give some DNA. We shall see. I'll read again on it next week, and I was quite pleased it just made me feel really warm and fuzzy that engineers are working around the clock to restore power to Kherson in Ukraine. And I really have seen in the past, and again I've read on it in the past, is that the West will come in and they will ensure that Ukraine has enough power to get through this winter. It's going to be difficult, but I have seen help coming. So whether that's the West sending engineers to reconnect lines, supply generators, supply huge generators, whatever it is, I have seen that we will step forward. So everything crossed for that. And the last little snippet of good news, Palin has been defeated in Alaska. Yay! With Patola is now confirmed as being in the House of Representatives for Alaska. And in the second race, the Democrat, can't remember her name, it was quite long, is in front as well. So it looks like the two seats in Alaska are going to go to Democrat. It's not going to change the makeup terribly much of the House this stage, but feel free to go back to past readings and have a look. I see that there are some that have won that may not be sworn in, or if they are sworn in, they won't be staying there for very long. As Jack Smith, as Jack Smith gets involved. And he is involved. Okay, enough. Have a fabulous Thanksgiving. What I'm going to look at is the subject of the progressives, the far left's agenda going forward. So what is happening is that now the US itself is, well, in the US they consider the Democrats left. In regards to the rest of the world, they're actually moderate right. It's just that the right has gone so far right that anything left of them feels like it's left. They're not actually left. However, what is happening is that election by election, even including these midterms, there is getting this demand for a more left government, a more socially conscious government, more for the people, not the big corporations government. And that's what I'm really feeling, and I'm thinking it's going to be progressed even further with Hakeem Jeffries, and I'll read on Jeffries and McCarthy next week as well. Hakeem Jeffries looking like he's going to be the Democratic leader in the House. Young fella, only in his 50s, of colour, which is fabulous to see, and it's a coming through of more of the young representatives. So when I say young representatives, I'm talking the likes of Katie Hobbs, AOC, Bernie Sanders is not young, but he's been plying that torch for so long. But yes, I'm seeing more of the young representatives coming through, including the Alaskan representatives, and it is therefore a move further to the left. So I'm just going to have a quick look. Sorry, 7.5 minutes I've been waffling. Sorry. Hope you're reclining down and sipping lots of lemon water this morning. Okay, let's have a look. Hey boys, fabulous energies around today. Absolutely exciting energies. Weather's heating up in the down south here in the great southern land. I'm off to the big hardware store, which we call Bunnings, to buy more mulch and manures for my garden and some Christmas lights. Okay, let's see. Hey boys, what are we looking at? Just tell us where the left, the far left, the progressive left of the Democratic Party, what is their plans? Where are they heading? Yep, thank you. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So, the signifier card, I thought one had fallen out, and it's not. It's two. So what we have is the current energies, the emperor energies, the patriarchal, my way or the highway, literally playing a chess game with people's lives for the trophy on the wall type thing. However, being challenged by this coming forward of the feminine energy, the masculine, the feminine wisdom, the intellect, the compassionate, cold but compassionate, when I say cold, icy ability to icily make decisions, the right decisions, as she looks over her, if I say realm, that doesn't sound quite right, but you know what I mean, as she overlooks the lands, not her lands, overlooks the lands in contemplation. So this patriarchal energy is being challenged by this feminine wisdom, intellect, it is an air energy sign, so it is all about social media as well, but it is about looking and contemplating compassionately and making the right decisions. Powerful, not quite the king, but I do prefer actually the queen in this situation because it is then the feminine energy. Strength. So what they're bringing forward is strength, and again, this is a feminine energy card. Nurturing of the lamb is what I'm getting. Is yes, it is the strength of the lion, but the compassion to look after those that are most vulnerable and those that need. Also drawn to the infinity symbol on her arm there. Yeah, and I love the heart around her neck. It is very, very strong feminine strength. It's about subconscious coming to consciousness, inner strength, compassionate strength is that card. This is what the far left, the progressives are bringing forward. In the past, Nine of Pentacles. Okay. What I got when I drew that card, because the boys like to just pop it in there as an instant thought, Narin and Meister, is that the time of obscene, this is not really an obscene financial card, but it is about financial independence and the ability, and in their gilded cage, and the ability to just reach out and take the money. Oh, okay, thank you. Excuse me if I'm coughing a bit. It's a bit muggy today. The word just popped into my mind was lobbyists. So, but it's in the past. Oh, excuse me. Brought this frog home with me after my walk this morning. Okay, crowning the reading. Oh, wow. Really a powerful, powerful insight, joy, embracing, embracing everything, being connected to source energy, huge spirituality. And I'm looking at this through line here that is covering this patriarchal masculine, my way of the highway energy. We have this sun, huge source energy coming forward. The feminine intellectual wisdom, compassion for all that she surveys, and the strength card. Okay, immediate future. Four of Swords. This is it is about wounded in battle and retreating, but in this particular deck, which is my Light Seers Tarot, love this tarot card, usually used for family and friends. This is about we needing a period of rest and respite. We just need to step back and repair. So before all of this comes out, we need to just step back and just have a break, have a rest, nest for a while, nest and nurture ourselves for a while before we launch back in. It's been a really hard 5-6 years. Okay, externally, magic is going to happen. Lots of messages coming forward, but yeah, it's going to be wonderful. Magic is going to happen. I'm actually feeling really excited about this. Internally, okay, card has many meanings. I was thinking when I first drew this that it's going to happen quickly but chaotically, and I was tapped on the shoulder, or tapped on the head to be honest, and told no, that's not the meaning of this card in this situation. So internally, what the Chariot is very much about is moving forward, and can be moving forward very rapidly, but what needs to happen internally is they need to learn how to control this movement. This is about learning how to it's about taking the reins and learning how to steer these horses in the same direction while you are while you are doing it. It's about learning the path as you are doing it, and that's internally. So the far left progressives are still at the stage where the populace of the US and the world are wanting to move forward rapidly in a progressive and what is realistically a far left manner. However, the messaging, the actual ideas, the way of how to do so, the far left of the progressives still have to learn how to get themselves steering in the same direction, basically. Hopes and fears. Queen of Wands, another queen. Inspirational, feminine energy. She is incredibly confident. She knows her own skin. She knows who she is and the power that she holds. And she is passionate about the message that she is bringing forward. That's a great hope card. Don't see any fear there whatsoever. But she is an inspirational figure. I'm finding it interesting that this particular figure is a woman of colour. I'm just wondering, AOC keeps popping into my mind. I'm wondering if she would be more effective if she made a move to the Senate. I have no idea, because she's in the House of Representatives, I believe, at this stage, but I'm wondering whether she'd make a move to the Senate, because she is inspirational. Man, when she wore that dress to the Met Gala, Tax the Rich, boy, it was all over the international news. She is confident, she knows who she is, she knows where she's come from, and she is inspirational. Now, it may not be AOC. If you know of anyone else that might be this figure, please let me know, but I like that. Okay. Outcome, Six of Wands. Victory. Victory, success, and often in the victory cards you have the dude riding the horse and those in the background are looking a bit miserable at his victory, but not in this card. I don't know if you can make it out on that camera there, but there are all these hands being raised. This person is on a stage and there are all these hands being raised in front of her going, hurrah. A lot of women in this deck, which is probably why I like it. But yeah, this is literally purely a victory card. What I'm actually drawn to is this wand here. Looks almost the same as this wand here, which is this Magic Happens wands as well. So it is victory with passion, confidence, planning. Planning is so important. I'll just bring you down ever so slightly. Planning is so important. The flame is about the passion. However, I am drawn to the wreath on here, and it reminds me of the Greek Olympiad games where they used to put what was it? Wasn't sage, wasn't thyme. Bay leaf. Was it bay leaf? Someone will let me know. Laurel, the laurel wreath on the heads of the winners. So this is reminding, but it also is drawing me to the fact of it's a wreath of bringing parties together, bringing both sides of politics together in this, walking away from what no longer serves, walking away from what emotionally no longer serves towards new horizons. So this is the outcome, this is the future. Makes perfect sense towards a new horizon. Pigs might fly. There is going to be magic happening. There are going to be things out of left field that are completely unexpected on an emotional level, but very much about dreaming about possibilities, dreaming about pigs can fly, basically. Pigs can fly, and drawn here to the heart, the hands making the heart over the technology symbol. So it is technology that is going to move us progressively forward. But this is very much about dreams of what is possible. Three of Cups, circles of support, working together. And it is inevitable that this will happen as we move towards more spirituality. Just see what else is under there. No. So it is about a collective awakening, a call to arms, and an inevitability as we move forward. On the base, High Priestess, hugely powerful feminine energy. There are things that we are not aware of yet that are coming to the fore, but this is also about great spirituality as well. It is about a rediscovery. We've already found spirituality, but it is about a rediscovery of spirituality. Plans being put in place, and it's all about the community, the Ten of Cups. So that's what the tarot cards are telling me. So it is positive. I'll just ask Pendulum if it's got a time. No, I won't ask a timeline. I think okay, thank you. The guys are telling me it's going to be at least 2 to 3 more presidential cycles. What's going to happen is so what are we looking at? 6 to 10 years. My instant reaction was 10 years. 10 years to really move into this progressive territory, early 2030s. Because each election cycle, and I'm including the midterms here, is that, okay, thank you, is that each time it'll move ever so slightly left. Now, what sprung into my mind that I just had to stop and thank the boys for, this is going to be a bit longer if you're recovering from a hangover, or if you're still cooking turkey, just pop it on in the background. What the boys were telling me was that, now I'm not sure if I've got this right, in Alaska, the reason their voting has taken so long is, and I only saw the headline, so I may be completely wrong in this, so let me know if I am, is that okay, how do I explain this? The Alaskan House elections are very similar to the Australian elections in that they have, how do they term it? I'll explain it and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong here. What we have in Australia is, okay, for our local representatives, all of them go on a ballot with a box next to them, and we go in and we physically mark a paper ballot. Can't be, it gets signed by, when we go in and we say, this is me, it gets signed by the person who is authorised to do so. They give you the ballot, we go into the box, we physically, we don't tick, we number 1, 2, however many there are. Usually you go in and go 1, 2, and who's the one I least want? 8, 7, and then you sort of work out the ones in the middle. You sort of have 2 you really like, 2 you really hate, and the ones in the middle you just got to try and work out who they are. What happens then is that the ballots then go, when they get sorted, so it can take a while or it can be very quick, to all the ones get put in a pile for whomever you have voted for. So Bob Brown, Joe Smith, Fred Tonks, whoever it is, all the ones go in a pile. The one that gets the least number goes to 2, and then number 2 gets put in the pile. So Fred Tonks got bugger all. So whoever was number 2 in his, it'll go to there, and we work up. And what happens then is there's usually only 2 candidates left at the end, and it's whoever gets the most votes out of those 2 candidates. So what'll happen is the 8s will go to the 7s, the 7s then go to the 6s, the 6s then go to and so on and so forth. So what happens is that it is then a majority vote between 2. So please, I think that's how they do it in Alaska. And what the boys were telling me is that's going to be what happens throughout the US. So if you've got sort of one candidate at 49.8 and one candidate at 49.7 and then you and of 9.6 and then you have an independent that has the rest, the independents will go to whoever's next up. I hope that all made sense. That was lovely and confusing. So what I'm going to have a look at now is I'm pulling out my intuitive cards that Meister and I drew up forever ago with lots of little pictures and words and symbols all over them. And we'll see. Oh, excuse me. Oh, didn't mean to yawn. Sorry about that. I've been talking too much and not breathing enough. Okay. Oh, and this is what's popped out. It's going to be good. They're telling me to put that one down. I'm going to pause you for a minute and yawn properly. Hang on a sec. Right, back again. Sorry about that. Oh dear, that's what happens. I actually went to see. I was at a party once, and there was an iridologist there, and she lined us all up to have a look in our eyes to see what she can pick up. It was all good fun. She was going down the line, drink more water, drink more water, drink more water, and she got to me and she said, "You need to breathe more." So I just found that really humorous because, yeah, that's pretty much, yes, I forget to breathe on occasion. Okay, right, back on, that was another quokka moment. Quokka! Okay, back on track. Tell me the story going forward of the progressives in the over the next let's say 10 years. The story of the progressives over the next 10 years. Progressives over the next 10 years. Interesting for the second card. Okay, come on down, let's have a look. So here's our first card. It's going to be okay. I think Linda G always says this too will pass. And I just look at this rainbow and it's about unity, it's about diversity, it's about coming together, it's about dreaming about what's over the rainbow. Fabulous dreams. Now, the next card I pulled that I fell out, well, actually got stuck and told me it's time to draw, is the blank card. This is not yet written. This future is not yet written. It still hangs in the balance because of the of the voting system in the US. Need to get out and vote. Those that want to make, don't be disappointed that the Democrats aren't going far enough in the US. And the reason I'm doing the US is because if the US sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. The Western world, we tend to follow along or be influenced by. But if you're a progressive and a far left and you're disappointed with the calibre of your candidate that has been put forward because they're not left enough, damn well vote for them. Vote for them. And therefore it will just draw everything that little bit further left, and then the next election, if you have the ability, work behind the scenes to get your candidate up. If they don't, what you'll find is because of the working behind the scenes, the next candidate or even the candidate that's sitting will be that little bit further left. Vote for them and then it will move ever so slightly further left again. Okay. Next card, bullseye. Okay. What the boys have just said and I know a lot of you say that it's me, it's not me, it's the boys channeling through me, and I will give them credit every single time. What they are saying through me is, it's spot on. Have faith. Have faith. Vote. Voting papers. Voting papers, contracts. What have we got the alien here for? Full and health. Ah, okay. Thank you. Embrace those. A lot of it will come from those that are not if I say not 10 generation American United States, you know what I mean. It's a lot of this is going to come from new Americans, new United Statesers, because look, in all honesty, if unless you are a First Nations people, you are all new Americans. But I'm talking about the new ones, first generation, second generation. And what it is there's going to be this fullness of healing comes from the unity. Light bulb moment, love it. Light bulb down. Okay, thank you. What is currently happening and will continue to happen over the next several years is there will be this light bulb moment that will mean that people no longer are blindly loyal. So the blind loyalty will decrease. The blind loyalty will decrease, and that is intertwined with the technology, the internet, the social media, the technology getting the information out. This is not about television, this is about internet technology getting the message out to families, like the Up Plus magic. It'll be about the families being invested in the family, being more concerned about the family and the community, which will make them, and magic will happen from that. Right. It's about the politicians getting the message out there, the progressives, the far left, getting the messages out there to families, and improving the lot of families. If you improve the community, you improve the families. If you improve the education, you improve the families. You improve the community, you improve the families. If you improve the healthcare, you improve the economics, the education. The whole lot is intertwined. And if you improve all this, you increase the lot of the families and the communities, and magic happening, you've got strength. Strength in your society. Okay. Jet setting, diminishing, out. Drop in the ocean, destruction. Okay. Okay. Interesting. So I did read a while back on I read on the Australian budget, and I really thought, well, what the guys were telling me was that they were going to bring in a tax system overhaul. But I think what's going to happen also here is the jet setters will find themselves, there are not many of them, they're a drop in the ocean. They will find themselves reduced and out. And when I'm talking about the jet setters, I'm talking about the obscenely rich making $2 billion a month or something while barely paying their workers a pittance. They're actually going to be broken down in some form, whether it's through taxing. Now, I'm not saying destroy them. I'm just saying that the power of the American oligarchy is going to be destroyed, and then there's going to be a rebuilding of this emptiness in the future via the swamp being restricted. Okay. See where we go. Oh, interesting cards. Okay, we've got the lightning strike, the power. In the past, there's going to be a few people upset about this, but trust the speed of transformation. Okay, this is telling me it's going to be, it's not the scary card though. There's going to be some unhappy at this particular line. I am actually going to move that card there, the strength card over there, and this line can be on its own. But there's going to be this line here. They're not going to be happy. They're going to try and push back. They're going to try and cause lightning strike chaos, but will be in the past. So trust the speed of the transformation. Oh, here's my scary card. It is going to be somewhat fearful for those that do not embrace change, and there are three certainties in this world: birth, death, and change. Change is inevitable. It is always going to happen. If you just even cast your mind back 10 years to pre-iPhone days, pre-Motorola days, technology, pre-electric vehicle days, or modern electric vehicles, technology is increasing at a huge rate. There is great transformation coming through. The awareness of what's going on in other countries. Travel is the best thing to open your mind, and I'm talking about travel overseas, not necessarily within your own country. So you see how it's done overseas. It's going to be scary for some. We need to be aware that this rapid transformation is going to be scary for some, and we need to, in whatever way we can, bring them along on that journey. Bring them along on that journey. And what it's going to be is it's going to be wealth for all, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We have the snail, so slow technology, peace in the world, increase of the feminine, the sun, glorious illumination, fullness, big, yes, yes, yes. They're telling me to stop on the yes. Okay, what we have here is, base of the pack, sorry guys. In time, what is happening, it will flip. It will flip, and it will be rest and peace to what we have flipped from. And for the masses, it will mean abundance, balance. This is not so much a justice card, it's a balance on the world stage. I'm liking that. Okay. So 37 minutes, sorry about that. That's the message that the boys have for us today, is that it is coming. The real message was to vote for the leftist. Make sure you vote of the leftist of your options, and then next time, and it will progressively move even further left. But they're telling me about 3 to 4 election cycles, and I'm taking the midterms into that as well. So we're probably looking at about 10 years out, which sits really well with readings I've done on the past in regards to other countries around the world. We're looking at sort of 5 to 10 years before there's dramatic change in other countries as well. And what will happen is that the US will move progressively left, which will actually drag the right further to the left. There will still be the extremes over there and the extremes over there, but it will be more of a worldwide left rather than US left. Okay, thank you for joining me. Enjoy your weekend. I shall see you for Meister's Guidance on Sunday. So thank you. Look after yourselves. And what I am seeing with the left is the increase in literally energy, education, health, infrastructure, and a fairer society. So love to you all. Take care. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.